Good afternoon. Today I will be doing a presentation on my practicum, which is titled Policy, Social Marketing, and Response Center Support. I'm going to go over the purpose, the design, accomplishments, recommendations, and conclusion. So now we're on the purpose slide. So as you know, the practicum purpose is to address central public health problems in the context of the chosen practicum objectives. My concentration is global health, and so the competencies that I have chosen have aligned with the concentration as well. So my practicum began with two focus areas with two central health problems. One was the lack of standardization of policy and guidance at the federal level, and two was increased national and global cybersecurity risks due to advances in health technology. And then COVID-19 happened, and it transitioned to three central problems with three main focus areas. The third focus area is the Coronavirus Response Center, which I'll talk about later. All right, next, the design slide. So focus area 1, we wanted to support the U.S. Food and Drug Administration laboratory safety and public health program in the development of standardized policy and guidance at the federal level. And so this involved evaluating standardized policy in terms of quality, effectiveness, and efficiency using both qualitative and quantitative methods and the overall impact on public health. The qualitative methods that I used were providing stakeholder feedback following my evaluation, and the quantitative methods were to develop tables and figures to present the implementation status to stakeholders later on in the practicum. So I was able to communicate audience-appropriate public health content in writing through my involvement in the development of 6 standardized biological select agent and toxin security plans for 2 centers at FDA, the Center for Food Safety and Nutrition, CFSAN, and the Office of Regulatory Affairs, ORA. The task took place at FDA, and it was just me and my job lead who was overseeing my task. And most of the time, there was very minimal supervision, so I was able to do it by myself. The second focus area was to raise educational and safety awareness, proposing strategies to influence stakeholders of the importance of specific national and global life science initiatives surrounding the topic of cybersecurity threats in the form of an oral presentation. To accomplish this objective, I was involved in the development of these social marketing tools to raise educational and safety awareness. It took place at my place of employment, Booz Allen Hamilton, and it was me and a fellow team member that were assisting with this cybersecurity effort, along with my preceptor, who is also my boss. This would have helped to build coalitions and partnerships for influencing public health outcomes through the spread of information surrounding the importance of addressing cybersecurity risks. So the third focus area is the Coronavirus Response Center. And the purpose and design for this was to employ evidence-based and culturally appropriate methods to plan, implement, and administer health interventions to address community and population health needs. I was able to assist in this effort through my involvement in standing up the Coronavirus Response Center capability to help manage and respond to Booz Allen Hamilton employees firm-wide. So we have employees all over the globe. I had to put myself in their shoes and think about what if I were stationed overseas and throughout the world, and I was now concerned with the ability to not be able to return home because of the travel ban. I also had to consider what it would be like to not have or to have limited access to healthcare, and that if I did want to get coronavirus testing, it would be uncertain. And I also had to imagine what it would be like to attempt to travel home, risking my health to go through the airports and utilize the transportation system surrounded by all this chaos. Specifically for this task, I responded to the questions and concerns of national and global Booz Allen employees through a JIRA ticketing system in which employees would email the response center. That email would be routed to the JIRA software platform, and our surge support team would respond to the employee with the appropriate guidance in response to their questions and concerns. This task, I feel, was especially fulfilling because I was able to see the short-term impact of this surge effort, and I felt useful, like I was working towards a solution to a very real public health problem at the time. Next slide, we're going to talk about accomplishments. So the outcomes of focus areas 1 through 3 were fulfilled, and this was measured by the achievement of the practicum design and objectives associated with the central problem threat areas. Focus area 1 resulted in the development of the 6 standardized BSAT security plans for the 2 centers at FDA. Publication of these standardized security plans will increase compliance and take proactive steps to ensure the safety of FDA employees, the public, and the surrounding community, which is an overall positive public health impact. The development and publication of standardized safety manuals also helps to minimize risks to employees, ensure safety and security safeguards are communicated through audience-appropriate method, public health content in writing, and improves safety, science, and security. For focus area 2, it resulted in the completion of environmental scans, which is basically internet research through peer-reviewed journal articles and finding sound evidence of your desired trend, your desired outcome. And so through this research, we were able to perform a preliminary trend analysis for life science research efforts surrounding cybersecurity risks, and that will help leadership to predict increasing relevance of cybersecurity risks surrounding life science initiatives in the public health sector. So this effort was then put on hold, and it was impacted by the coronavirus and unable to be fulfilled. And it was in early March when I had already finished my research, and we were implementing our life science roundtable event. We were deep into planning for that event, and the pandemic decided to become more prevalent, and it impacted the remainder of my practicum. And the results were that 2 of my 3 SMART objectives were not reached. The life science initiatives at the firm were postponed until further notice. And then we went from having groups of 50 or more people gathering to 10 or more people gathering was prohibited. And then we were all instructed to telework remotely from home until further notice. And so while the goals of the SMART objectives were to raise educational safety awareness to stakeholders surrounding cybersecurity risks through social marketing tools and a presentation, the reality of COVID-19 pandemic necessitated an adaptation to achieve important firm initiatives during the time of crisis. Once this pandemic is over, the firm may decide that they want to continue to plan and put on this life science roundtable event. That's uncertain at this point in time. But due to this public health problem of cybersecurity risks, it was recommended that all of our research and work that we conducted be saved for the chance to be utilized in future projects. So focus area 3 resulted in the implementation of a firm-wide coronavirus response center capability to help manage and respond to the questions and concerns that were just overwhelmingly coming in to leadership and from national and global Booz Allen employees. And the successful implementation of the center established what I feel is a culturally appropriate health intervention that addressed the community and population health need at the global level for what we needed. The inquiry trackers that I collected, which was basically my response tickets that I collated and kept track of in an Excel document and were turned in daily to our leadership, will be used for trend analysis in the future and can be used for improvement in the weeks and months to come because this pandemic is still going on. Next slide, recommendations. Regarding Focus Area 1, standardization of policy and guidance at the federal level. Future public health endeavors include the continued agency-wide standardization of safety manuals, plans, and guides pertinent to the diverse scientific and research needs of FDA that can be implemented at the national and federal level. It's critical to address these safety challenges and implement viable solutions for system improvement and address the data reproducibility crisis. Regarding Focus Area 2, life science awareness in the context of cybersecurity risks. Despite recent events necessitating a transition to other firm-wide initiatives, interest is still growing and still prevalent in the area of cybersecurity risks as a result of the advancements in health technology, and it raises the importance of continued cross-pollination of cybersecurity knowledge and ideas between government and industry, life science research market, and the importance of promoting innovative and forward thinking. It will continued improvement in this area that is so critical will help to shape the future of cybersecurity in government and industry research. This could not only lead to future public health endeavors such as the development and sharing of solutions to cyber vulnerabilities at the global level, but it can also prevent intentional misuse and malicious access to data. For the third focus area, my recommendations are that the standing up of this center was a significant undertaking for the firm. It was a collaborative effort that demonstrated a strong will and resilience from our employees to carry out this objective. And in all honesty, anticipation of an event such as this could never have taken place. No one can predict that something like this is going to happen. So I feel like given all the circumstances that our surge support team did a really excellent job. There's going to be a lot of lessons learned from the planning and implementation process, and I've noted when I transitioned off the surge that obviously we need to focus on those lessons learned and figure it out a way to be better prepared if an event such as this were to ever occur in the future. So in conclusion, participation in this practical application of public health, it's truly opened my eyes to the ways in which professionals in the field of public health can make a significant impact. This effort began with 3 SMART objectives connected to 2 central health problems, and then transitioned to 3 central health problems with 3 different focus areas, and only 2 out of the 3 were fulfilled. Circumstances and occurrences experienced during this pandemic have really resonated with me, imparting the need for not only an open mindset, but flexibility and the ability to adapt to change. And it just truly encompasses what the field of public health is all about. I'm proud of the outcomes of my practicum, and I feel that I have met and or replaced the public health competencies that I set out to accomplish in the beginning of this endeavor. I feel really thankful to have this opportunity to participate in such a program that Liberty offers, and I really look forward to continuing my relationship with this institution. Thank you very much for your time.